Cause all I ever wanted was the money and the fame, but now I know that nothing's gonna heat 'em.
Welcome, Ravens fans. Today, I'm going to do a comparison between Marcus Peters and Marlon Humphrey and tell you who was the best cornerback. This topic idea came from a comment, so I wanted to dive deeper into it. So we're going to compare these cornerbacks on several different aspects, so let's jump in. Before we get started, I want to let you guys know that we are a channel for the fans. So anything we say, please let us know about it in the comments below. The first thing I want to talk about is who is better at man coverage. Now, man coverage is important in the NFL, and it's the biggest thing that separates a college cornerback from the NFL cornerback. As in college, they play mostly zone coverage. This is due because there's a large difference in the levels of athleticism. For example, it doesn't matter what your scheme is. If you have to play man coverage against a receiver that's a 5-star recruit when you only have 2-star recruits, it's going to be a trouble in paradise. When it comes to man coverage, I do think that Marlon Humphrey is the better man cover corner than Marcus Peters, simply because when it comes to the action at the line of scrimmage, Marlon Humphrey is world class. His ability to control the receiver and get back into his coverage assignment is one of the best in the NFL. He does it with strong hands and a quick back pedal to transition quickly into coverage. Again, it's on a level that only the best cornerbacks in the world can do, and he does it consistently. We also see the same strength from cornerbacks like Jalen Ramsey. Marcus Peters is a good man coverage corner. However, he just doesn't have the strength at the point of attack that Marlon Humphrey does. So when he plays man coverage, it's not as aggressive at the line of scrimmage when he's trying to jam receivers. Now, man coverage is a very complicated subject. I can talk about it for a long time, but I'm only going to highlight some of the points I think that Marlon Humphrey is better at. Again, there are some things that Marcus Peters is better at man coverage. I think, for example, when the ball is in the air, Marcus Peters does an excellent job of finding it with his hands, and sometimes we do see Marlon get beat on deep routes, even though he's there playing the coverage really well. But Marlon Humphrey is better at chucking at the line. I also think Marlon Humphrey does a better job in man coverage because he doesn't fall for the bait. We do see that sometimes Marcus Peters gets beat on double moves because he's a cornerback that loves to jump routes and uses instincts to get interceptions. Marlon doesn't really jump routes at the same level, so he sticks to his man like glue, which makes him better in man coverage, in my opinion. The next thing we're going to talk about is zone coverage. I think that in zone coverage, the award has to go to Marcus Peters. Again, not from any fault of Marlon Humphrey, but when you're a zone coverage corner, you really excel by getting a feel for the quarterback, and Marcus Peters does it better than any cornerback on the team, and maybe any quarterback in the league other than Trayvon Diggs. We know that Marcus Peters has led the NFL in interceptions and interception yards, not to forget interception touchdowns. It's important to note that Marlon is not bad at this, but when it comes to Marcus Peters, he is one of the best in the league for just having a natural feel and natural ability to be great in any zone defense that he plays. He's had interception returns for touchdowns for all 3 teams he's played for. Most cornerbacks don't even get one in their career. As a result of this, I'm going to give zone defense to Marcus Peters, and all quarterbacks know that if a pass is lazy in his zone, it's going to get caught and may go back to the house for a touchdown. The next category is run support. Run support is something that gets looked over, but all the greatest cornerbacks in today's NFL do some run support at a high level. The reason is because the offenses are really spread out now, and then the cornerbacks need to make one-on-one tackles. More now than ever, we see a toss play where the only line of defense is the cornerback for the first 5 yards. As we both know, Marcus Peters and Humphrey are known to be some of the best at coming up and making tackles, but Marlon Humphrey does something special, and he separates the ball from the offensive player. The ability to force fumbles while tackling ball carriers is something that's a lost art for cornerbacks, and we know Marlon Humphrey is the best in the league at this. A couple of years ago, he led the league in forced fumbles as a cornerback. This playmaking ability simply means that he is not only the best run support corner on our team, but again, maybe the most dangerous tackler at the cornerback position in the league. He always swings for the ball and has a good probability of getting it out, making big plays for the defense. So because of this, I'm going to say that run support and general tackling at the point of attack goes to Marlon Humphrey. The last thing I'm going to cover is versatility. Versatility is important, and again, something that gets overlooked. The reason we hold cornerbacks like Darrelle Revis and Deion Sanders in such high esteem is that their ability to play receivers regardless of where they line up and erase them. This versatility allows you to play in any defense and play against any offense. This is another win for Marlon Humphrey. I've seen Humphrey play inside and outside with consistency and excellence, and has changed where he plays in order to support the team. Peters mainly is on the outside, though does a great job on the outside, doesn't provide the same versatility in my eyes rise as Marlon Humphrey does. This versatility, in my opinion, is why many people consider Marlon Humphrey one of the top 3 cornerbacks in the league prior to his injury. It's important to be able to be a chess piece in the game of football. So we took into account man coverage, zone coverage, run support, and versatility. I do still think that Marlon Humphrey is the best Ravens corner. Now, there are other things that cornerbacks have to have, leadership and smarts, but I think both have them, so I didn't really put it in there. If you want to put swag, no one has more swag than Marcus Peters. But again, I didn't include that in this ranking here. Now, if you value interceptions over the consistency of man defense, Marcus Peters is your guy. There's a similar debate about this between Jalen Ramsey and Trayvon Diggs currently. And in that conversation as well, I would be taking Jalen Ramsey. Give me tight man coverage any day, even though I understand how valuable interceptions are in today's modern NFL. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Who do you think is the best Ravens corner on the team? Also, help us grow by liking, subscribing, and sharing. Thank you guys so much, and go Ravens.